What's happening? Welcome. This is about the 5th time I've tried this. Welcome to what I can only describe as some sort of weekly vlog. I go behind the scenes into things I do and stuff I get up to. Why? Accountability to me. Because I said I would do it. Because I'm sick and tired of not making stuff. And I've worked out after a lot of back and forth, talking to myself mostly. The lack of momentum is one of the biggest things that holds me back from making stuff that I want to make. I have all these ideas, all these things I want to do, and I feel like if I'm not in the momentum of just doing things, doing the stuff, making videos, that I lose all the fucking will to make anything. And I'm sitting there being like, waiting on motivation, waiting on willpower, and that shit is nonsense. It doesn't exist. It's just excuses. So I chatted to my wife and I was like, maybe we should just do like a daily vlog on YouTube. She laughed at me and she was like, you're the fucking busiest person I know. You haven't got time to shoot and edit a daily vlog on YouTube, and I agree with her. But I was like, but maybe there's a compromise, a weekly thing. Anyway, I've sat on that idea for fucking the guts of a month. And then I got super inspired by my buddy Rory. Opened up my YouTube the other day and his video popped up. Now I want to make something. There's something to be said for a little bit of healthy creative competition, a little bit of creative camaraderie. You know, the juices get flowing when the people get going. Today's the 1st of September. It literally went from like summer weather and then just fucking hard line welcome to autumn. It's been pissing down rain all day. I'm still in flip-flops and shorts. We'll see how long we get away with that for. But this week is a mixture of shoots and edits. I'm gonna get my shit together. We'll go do some stuff and see what this weekly vlog ends up like. I'm gonna get going. What am I doing? So, I'm doing a bit of I guess it's a shoot for a hotel tomorrow that I do like retainer work for. We're following some people about. It's like a locator thing, you know. Hey, come to our hotel. Look at all the stuff that's near. That's what in the middle of Belfast City Centre. I might need that. I hate gimbals. Like they are probably on the top of my list of gear that I fucking hate with a passion. Gimbals. Maybe it's user error, but I just find them to be massive faff. Just constant faff. And for what you get out of it, like this, I've used them successfully a few times on some tourist board videos and like some car adverts. Outside of that, every fucking time I'd pick the thing up, it pisses me off. It just annoys me more than it is useful. And I've worked out over the years that the trick to it is just leave it at home and find another way to shoot the thing you were gonna shoot. 80% of the shit that I see people using gimbals for, you don't need a gimbal for. Most of the gear I have is already in the van. I just needed to come and get a couple things. A big light, in case I need a big light. And I don't know what the other thing was. A softbox maybe? Most of this is gonna be run and gun, which I hate using that phrase. Because run and gun immediately makes you think sloppy. But sometimes sloppy is art. Sometimes sloppy is just sloppy, you know? So the weather is gonna be shit tomorrow. I got a ton of things to do. I'm one person, one guy, very loose plan, kinda, I know what I'm doing, which is the beauty of the way I work is I have it all planned in my head, which is why I work well by myself and not great with other people. Just doing that thing where I'm standing here like, do I need that lens? This is a common problem I come up against, right? I have this 28-135 Sony cinema lens. Beautiful lens, absolutely beautiful lens. And I've got the 70-200, I have the f4 because I like the smaller, lighter lens. But I get stuck in this thing sometimes where I'm like, I'll stand there like, do I need that lens? And I'm always like, what if I need it for like this shot? I find when I start asking myself, what if I might need it for this shot that might miraculously come out of it, then 99% of the time, I'm not gonna need that lens. If that comes up and I'm like, oh, that'll be a cool shot, I'll be like, well, you're not doing it. Just use the lens that you have. I got a bunch of stuff that I'm gonna make videos on at some point. One of which being printer, because people always ask me for prints of stuff. It's the thing with that, again, one of those plans I want to do. The other one is all of this stuff here, which is that there. Color film processing. Bought that a couple of months ago. Bitched at the guys about delivery taking so long. Because I was like, why is it taking like so long, guys? We have 5 days. And then they were like, oh, really sorry about that. Then it arrived. I haven't even done anything with it. I need that immediately, says Dylan, and then doesn't ever use the thing. Work in a bush. Did a little bit of editing this morning for like an hour and a half. I'm sorting my kids out for school. Now I'm heading to this shoot. I've been super busy recently, which is a really good thing, but I can still complain a bit. August was just a bit of a a shit show. There was stuff in July that got pushed into August, and then people in August changed dates on me. And I always try to facilitate people, because I work directly with businesses and brands and people. Sometimes I'll work with marketing agencies as well, but I try to facilitate people as much as I can. Sometimes it's at the detriment of me. Sometimes I fuck myself over trying to help everybody else. And then there was some extra other things that just landed out of nowhere that involved a bit of travel back and forth, which was great fun. But the problem with it was all the filming of the things is fine. It's remembering you have to edit everything. Here, look at that for fucking parallel park the van without the reversing camera on the wrong side of the road. Happy with that. Doing some stuff with 10 Square Hotel today. So, meeting first to sort it out. Schools are back, so I misjudged the traffic getting in, so I was 5 minutes late. Luckily for me, the other person who I'm meeting stuck in more traffic, so they're later than me, which in my math means I'm early. Now, the shoot today should be fairly simple. There's maybe some stuff indoors that I'm going to need to use some lights and a tripod and things like that. But a lot of the stuff is outdoors, walking, run and gun, handheld, following a couple walking around the city. Should be simple enough. I threw the gimbal in the bag. I probably won't use it. I just find sometimes it's easier to adjust the shots that I'm doing to cater for the way I shoot handheld, because I shoot very well handheld. And whenever I use a gimbal, it becomes overcomplicated. We waste and lose time, and the end shot isn't that much better than what I would have just done handheld anyway. Sony A7S3 24-70 GM lens and a Freewell variable ND, because the sun shines out. So, which is a nice surprise. I thought it was going to be pissing with rain today, and it's not. How mad is that? That's like a large backlit outdoor. 5-10 years ago, you couldn't have got that. That would have been booked out for ages. It's the state of outdoor advertising now with digital. Alexander Boyd about to put their own ad on such a huge thing. And on the other side, fuck all. City centre car parking only allows you to park for 2 hours if you're using the machines. Sweet. The way around it is to use the app, and you just keep updating it every 2 hours. It does mean that you need to set a timer on your phone to remind you to change the parking every fucking 2 hours. Pain in the ass. So I'm going to try to see if I can just get away with it using a panel light. Because there are people in the restaurant and we're right in the walkway. We don't want to block it all off. We're going to see. I don't really think it's necessary, so we need one panel light. Right, done. I'll just have to add that to the fucking list of shit to edit. We were doing this bit and she was pouring she's making a cocktail, the bartender. And I was trying to like, use cocktail chat. And I was like, you're gonna do a straight pour, or you're gonna use a jigger. Jigger's the little thing that they serve the whiskey out of. There's like a flute. Anyway. Well, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on that word. Like, so much. Like, why is that the word? One accidental slip up on one letter and you have fucked it. Everything you were doing, you might as well just pack up and go home. It's too close. We don't need it. They just could have called it a wee server, And it could have come up with any name but jigger. I don't, but needless to say, I got it right. Called it a jigger, and then the girl went, ah. She's like, I'm just gonna use this wee server. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, there you go. Should have just fucking called it a server instead of risking my life saying jigger. Got some shorts on. This is the benefits to owning a van. My dick's out. Oh my god. My dick is actually out. Trying to be a bit more regular with the gym. Never really saw the point in like training. When people say like, even that sentence, oh, I'm training. I'm like, training for fucking what? Like, I spent years surfing and riding bikes, playing cricket, playing squash, playing field hockey. I was always like fit as a byproduct of those sports. And then as I slowly got older and had kids and started drinking beer, I started to realize that retaining fitness was very difficult. When I hit about 37, that's when it really started to get tight. And then when I hit 40, I was like, I gotta fucking make a bit of a change, because I'd gone up a wetsuit size. I started to feel a bit shit in general. So then I started going to the gym.
Lighting up like charcoals. Lost a couple homies, but I meet them at the crossroads. Ice on the hoodies, gotta ship them out like cargo. Back in high school, rock the polo with the cargos. Take a trip to Dad, Grandma Ursi had the car full. I need like 6 rings like the Bulls in Chicago.
Yeah. Cause we be out here 3-peating, pumping fan, they hard, you can hear it beating. Schooling all them and we still teaching. Wanna talk biz, we can set the meeting. Light is up, yeah, we still chiefing. You be lucky if you still breathing. Always think
Tacos for dinner. I'm just waiting on the rest of my family. I mean, I've done fuck all. Pamela cooked it. I walked in, she was like, there's your dinner. And now I'm the first one sitting here like this. Come on, people. Elite. Go to my buddy Dan's house because I want to do some old man shit and have a look at his garage. That's not even a joke. He's been building something and I was like, oh, let's come around and see that quickly. Let's show you that. Oh, fucking bug in my eye. Fuck. Oh, there's a bug. There's a bug living like rent-free in somewhere in my eyeball now. It's a really shoddy custom single speed. Just old man shit here, like.
Weird, but
It's like some work here, Daniel. You've got to be like under 6 foot to fit inside it, but it's very cool.
perfect for me.
yeah. I'm obviously 6 foot. All right, quick bike tour. Here's what I mean. This is an old Ultegra crankset. And I just hacksawed the big ring off it. And then I put this plastic pipe here and turned it into just took all the cogs off the back of the cassette. And basically it was just an old worn out Ultegra chain set, and I turned it into a single speed. Mountain bike pedals, there's no free coaster sound, it's silent. That should be, I mean, that seems like a trustworthy lock. Right, can I get just one, please? Good man. Good dome? Good dome? Ah, fucking hell. Fucking dome on you. I mean, this is ruining the protein shake, isn't it? But sure. I have a very eclectic mix of clients. Everyone's very different, changes constantly. Today I'm here, which is a place called Kingsbridge. It's a private hospital. I shoot quite regularly with them. Photos, videos, social media content. They shoot a few interviews and some cooking, weirdly. Shoot done. So odd, huh? Didn't I tell you it was eclectic? From some one-to-one chat with patients and then the hospital chef cooking a pie. Quickly pop into B&Q for tile sealant. I had a hole in one of our kitchen tiles and I filled it with like a tile filler there. It's a little, kind of feel like it needs like a waterproof sealant thing. I'm not in the right section, but I just thought, almost like a varnish, but like a tile varnish. I don't even know if that exists, but we'll find something. The sealant, that should work. There's a nice freedom to working for yourself. It does allow you to just tinker at things as you go, but you've got to be very disciplined. I find myself sometimes just fucking losing a couple of hours, knowing that I have shit to do, and then instead I just lose 3 hours fucking around on a DIY project, and then I have to catch up with all that shit later in the day. Yeah, you gotta be very disciplined not to get distracted by your own DIY projects sometimes. So when I say I've got a mix of work to do, like one day I'll be doing food photography for a restaurant, then I could be doing photos of cars for like a car dealership or a brand. Some days I'm working in gyms with PTs and health and wellness people. Fuck man, I do a lot of weird shit. I've been in a mine recently doing a whole bunch of bigger projects talking about mining industry. What else we got? We got the private hospital today, coffee shops and cafes, promo work with the WWE wrestler. You know, I didn't really set out. This wasn't the plan at the start. I used to be a graphic designer. Photography and video just supported what I did. I was always working up to be a creative director in an ad agency. That was always the goal. And I've been a studio manager and a design manager and a creative brand manager, and I've been an art director. And it's one of the hardest things to describe what I do now because it's kind of creative direction. That term is just used by fucking anyone these days. I went out freelance 7 or 8 years ago, full-time freelance, thinking I would go out and just do design and photography. And I do a mix. So like this whole week I've been doing some illustration work this week for like an icon emblem for a guy who wants to bring this sort of raw, rustic, piratey vibe into his brand. So I've been working on that. So like while I work on these big projects that require loads of gear and sometimes help from other people, then in the same working week or month, I'm running about myself, handheld with a camera, doing weird stuff like filming a chef at a private hospital make a steak and Guinness pie or something. It's wild. I just never know what the hell's going on, but it is really fun. I've been working on a full brand, a rebrand for a business here in Northern Ireland with my sister. Just jumping between all these things, which is the mad side and the fun side of everything that I do. A fucking keyboard. But see, Bluetooth, I hate it. See if it works. I understand how it's not connected. Why is it not connected? See, this bullshit. Like, honest to God, why does this not want to work? Why? Yeah, right. Keyboard successfully connected. Bluetooth, there's too many things. There's too many batteries and things that need charged. Mouse, everything's gonna be started on that mouse, that Apple mouse. There's a story about that mouse which will come out. I'll tell you about that sometime soon. Oh, someone just paid me. That's the world we live on. My watch just went, you've just been paid. Class. Okay, cool. I have a bunch of editing to do here, a little bit of design stuff, things to go through. I would love to share them with you, but they're not for they're public consumption just as of yet. So I'm going to get back to doing that and then other things to do. Insert time lapse of me working. Right. Okay, done. In the interest of momentum and carrying on trying to do things, I've been trying to record a podcast for my other channel, Shove It, which is a whole other creative procrastination project. But in the meantime, it's a podcast. So I'm going to record that, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. I mean, I know it's the most generic thing in the world to do a podcast, and depending on what you see, you know, you'd be very quick to get turned off the idea of doing one. So you do. I mean, I do guess I have to ask the question sometimes. Why do I do a podcast? When I do set this up, normally I have this light up above me, and I'm never really 100% set on, I don't know, the fucking lighting style. Sometimes I like the idea of it being above me, but I feel like I need a lantern light for that. But my issue with it when it's above me is it casts a lot of light onto the back wall here that I've created. So I record everything on the camera, and then I record all the audio. I guess I capture it all using Adobe Audition, but I record it all through this Sennheiser MK4 digital microphone. It's a pretty nifty little mic. It's powered by Apogee, so it has a digital interface built into the bottom of the microphone, which allows me to run USB-C cable directly into my MacBook Pro. And this mic literally just sits here. I've got 2 other podcast mics in different parts of the studio for other videos that I'm doing, but I just love the tones out of this one. My only complaint, worst plug connection at the bottom. You gotta be very careful if you touch it. So that's what we're gonna do. Record. This is the setup for what the podcast looks like. I'm obviously not gonna run this with this annoying lav mic. So I'll just leave this here somewhere. And it can just be it's gonna be a contingency mic because it's recording onto that camera. But this is the setup. It's happening. How does that look? Yeah? All good? Happy with this? What the fuck are we talking about today here, boys? I wrote a note down. I just finished the podcast bit there, recorded that. I'm still trying to work out like what I want to do with the podcast. I just like the process of producing them, filming, recording them, producing them. We learn a little bit with them. So it's kind of, at the moment, the podcast is almost like a self-indulgence project where I just want to do it for me because I like the process of doing it. I've also, weirdly, off the back of doing a couple of different podcasts on my own, even though no one listens to them, I've had like 4 or 5 people pay me to produce their podcasts off the back of watching mine. So there is warrant in the madness as a freelancer. All this stuff is supposed to be like advertising me as a creative person, personality-wise, or actual ability to do things wise. Right, I'm done now. I'm going home. I need to go home. I need to upload a bunch of stuff overnight for somebody to send somebody in the morning. and I need to go to sleep, because that's part of my schedule. Let's get out of here. Turn this bitch off. So, it's like, the sun just switched off. What the hell was that? It's like 6:20 or something in the morning. I am en route to another shoot in Lisbon. This time it's a weekly shoot that I do. Dude, that's only half of what we did in those 4 days. I was cutting through that and I was like, shit, I need to be quicker. Like I was cutting it and then I got to the point where like the track ended and I zoomed out in the time and I was like, oh, still all of that again.
Maybe there is a case if we just make fucking 30 second videos and just show them stuff.
They talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers on my play at D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns. Say they real, but they clones of me. How my cousin in the pen with more phones than me. I got daily correspondence, we tapping in with the Goonies. Tatted tagging my body, they tagging me like they knew me. They actually living goofy, I'm tagging the group. Flicking flexing the muscle like penitentiary Gucci. Been addicted to Stussy and hitting like roofies. I ain't tripping off you cause I've been tripping off Lucy. I'm lucid dreaming and scheming, I'm manifesting the movie.
Backing some stuff up onto the Mac as we go, because there's a bunch of stuff. We're recording on a whole bunch of different microphones there and a couple of different cameras, and it can all get very confusing. So he's just...
Is working? Hello?
This is how we communicate now. Instead of doing video calls, we'll just shout from across the...
Can you hear me?
It's as loud for you as it is for me.
We plotting another 100 grand. Hear them talk a lot, but they know who got the upper hand. Slide by my sister, I'm dying about my brother, man. Currency from Europe, my energy from the motherland.
We shoot this stuff once every week. We shoot pretty much for the first half of the day. I say up until about 2:30. Well, every Thursday afternoon, Ben does a call. And then I spend the afternoon logging, organizing, and starting to edit the stuff that we do. And we're trying to see how it benefits us both doing it like 1 day a week. We were doing a couple of days a month. But we're finding like the momentum was sort of dying from doing it at a distance. So we're doing a few months, doing 1 day a week every Thursday, which is kind of fun, keeps us on track and keeps us both engaged in the projects that we're doing. Doing a little bit of editing here at the moment at home because our boiler just needs a service. So we've got a dude come around and service the boiler, because I can only tinker so much with small little things on boilers that I don't understand before you're better off to just get a guy that comes in and knows what he's doing. I mean, I predominantly just make it worse by patching little things, you know. Me and YouTube tutorial videos and Google searches is both one of the most handy things and one of the most detrimental things, because I'm like, I can do this. I've serviced an oil boiler in the last house we owned. With no knowledge or qualifications. And with a few Google searches, it worked. I fixed it, it worked. Oil was everywhere, but it worked perfectly for like a couple of years after that. So maybe I missed my calling. I don't know, I'm just saying. Working here while the dude fixes the boiler, and then I get some other bits and pieces to get done. I'm actually designing t-shirts today. So going to the studio did not really materialize the way that I wanted because of a whole bunch of different problems. But the main thing being, I like the comfort of my house and I like having the internet. I don't have the internet in my studio because it's a decision I decided I didn't want to make, because I was like trying to organize it at the start when I moved in for about 3 years ago. If you followed me for a while, I've moved across a few different studio places in Belfast and then back into Bangor. And my studio is separate from my house. It doesn't have internet, and I like it that way because it means I just concentrate on what I'm doing and creating and making. And if I do need to do any sort of stuff, I always just tether off my phone, and I've done that for ages and it's worked. It does mean that when I need to upload things, I have to do it at home, which is fine. I bring home and I upload stuff overnight and then it's done the next day. Small stuff I can sort of get through on the, tethering from the phone. We as a family moved house a couple of times. We sold our original house that we'd been in for, I don't know, around 12, 13 years. And then we rented for a few years and we've moved into a new place last year. and way nicer, way more what we wanted as a family. Suits us a hell of a lot better. The only downside being it's one room short. If you have followed me for a while, you will have remembered older videos of mine. I had a really nice like attic roof space office in our old house that we owned, and it was great, 3 floors up, away from everyone, and I used to work from that a lot. I used to shoot bits of content and stuff in it, and it was nice because I got to enjoy being at home, but it was also like its own little area. I don't have that here in this new house at the moment. I spend far too much time working at this dining room table, far more than I ever intended on doing. But I got a nice, decent sized kitchen and nice big doors into my back garden. And when the weather's nice, I sit with the doors open, I can hear the birds. It's actually quite a nice working environment when no one's in the house. But the problem is, when people are in the house, it's complete chaos. And then I'm the one being unreasonable in the situation because everyone's just trying to fucking use the kitchen as an operational kitchen. And I'm sitting here like, can everybody be quiet? I'm just editing this video. There's a sexy side to working for yourself where I'm in my studio and I've got full control over everything and it's all very cool. Then there's a reality where I spend time just sitting in my kitchen table editing stuff like and so many people do work like that. In our previous house, I took the upstairs attic office for granted. I think that's something I need to sort out, but we are still settling a little into this house. We wanted to do a year living in it to see what stuff we wanted to change, what things we wanted to do, and we're almost at that year mark, and we're like, right, we're gonna start making a plan as to things we want to change, and a proper home office studio thing. And I don't know if it's gonna replace the current studio or just be something on its own, but we'll work that out. Admittedly, the garage is a complete another shit show at the moment. It's not normally this bad. Right now it is an absolute mess. Because I've been trying to find shit and move stuff, but I alone have got a road bike, a gravel bike, and a BMX in here of mine, and then my daughter's BMX, my wife's gravel bike, my son's mountain bike, and my daughter's other bike that I'm fixing up, and then I have camping shit, golf stuff. I got cricket gear. It's the end of the cricket season. I got fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 surfboards in here, 2 wetsuits hanging up, and then all the shit that we've just, and I've got a road bike, and my road bike as well, I forgot about that, that's hanging up. There's a lot of stuff in here. I'm a bit of a magpie when it comes to activities. I've got a short attention span and a lot of interest in a lot of different stuff, and it's very hard to nail it all down to one thing. I am in the process of organizing this space, but I would like to eventually, I built this whole unit in the back when we moved in to work from. I want to take it all out. I want to turn this into a studio, and I'm thinking the idea with it will be, hopefully, desk in the back. We've got a window here looking out to the garden, double French doors so you can come in and out, and then a side door on it. So, By the way, it's like in the afternoon here. It's like pretty dark outside. This isn't even fucking daylight. This is an actual light. I was pretty happy with that. This is what I'm talking about. Again, I know it's a bit of a shithole at the moment. It won't always be like that. I also have to we were not catching this at its best. Fucking paddle boards hanging out the side. Cricket practice net. This needs re-plastered properly and fixed up a little bit. But generally, structurally, it's sound. It's a nice little garden. It's nice and quiet. It's like a little bit of a junk. We've got apple trees and pear trees and grapevines and growing, and planted a bunch of new fruit. We've grown strawberries and bits and pieces like that. This is the end of summer. This all needs to be cleared tomorrow, and I'm gonna cut the grass, and then hopefully that'll be it winter prepped. But see the birds and the wind and the trees. I understand why I like working from home. Do you know what I mean? Like, I quite like being around the house. The only hard thing is distractions. I do find myself staring out at the birds sometimes, and then before I know it, I'm out cutting the grass. But hey, work-life balance. This is week 1's video done. I've had fun making this. There's a lot of things I would like to change about it. There's a lot of stuff that I'm like, I don't know if I should have filmed that differently. I should have put a bit more effort into that. But the point of this is I want to try to get into the routine of shooting a lot more, editing a lot more, and most importantly, posting a lot more. This is a creative momentum project for me to be able to keep doing, keep going, all that sort of stuff. So if you stuck around for all of this, thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you in the next one. Now I gotta pack all this stuff up because my wife will be home and she'll be like, oh my God, you have a studio and now you've turned the living room into a recording place as well. Yeah, anyway, thanks, bye.